Hi, I'm Owen Hund, and I'm going to teach you guys how to sharpen skates. With these skates, there's a trigger involved, and there's a little tool. So you press the trigger, you put the tool inside the skate to pop the blade out. It takes a second or two. So first, you wipe off the blade entirely, making sure there's no residue on it whatsoever. And then I'd like to put it back in. Next, I grab the starter stone, which the starter stone helps clean up the edges. So right here on the edges where there's dirty spots and nicks, you can clean it up before you sharpen skates. So you apply pressure with your hand first and push as hard as you can. And with your other hand, you go along from heel to toe, toe to heel, and apply and get the corners on the toe and heel as much as possible. Flip it over, press it on your hand again, get the toe, go through, get the heel, come back one more time. So now we're on to the next step. Now, this is your skate sharpener right here. This is your holder. Now with your holder, here are the little gadgets on both sides for your up and down movement of how to get the blade sharp. So, how you sharpen skates, you can do heel to toe, or you can go toe to heel. The proper way to do it is toe to heel. So you put it through, you lock it in place, making sure this lever is at between a 10 and a 12 on the clock, and you give this a little shake, making sure it's secure, but there's a little bit of flexibility. You turn on the sharpener, and as the wheel's spinning, you want to make sure the wheel is spinning before you start this, and I'm going to adjust the wheel properly to the sharpening that this gentleman likes. He likes a ½ inch, which is standard for sharpening of the skate. I'm going to make sure I pull it out properly before the diamond, there's a little diamond right here, and before it hits the wheel. So I'm going to make sure nothing goes wrong. I put it at a ½ inch right here. Lock it into place. Give it a little wiggle, make sure everything's secure. And then now I'm rotating this in to make sure the diamond makes contact with the wheel. Once the diamond makes contact with the wheel, you want to make sure it's right in the middle. And you're going to want to go up and down. Until you hear a smooth sound. Which there's the smooth sound. You back it up, push it back into the top, and now I sweep up the residue, make sure there's nothing wrong. That way it's a smooth surface for the skate to glide on and get sharpened. Now you're ready to sharpen. Generally, you want to sharpen your blade 5 to 7 passes through the blade. It's going to be a little loud for a second. I'll make sure I get through this quick. You want to make sure your last pass is very smooth. That way it connects with the entire blade, making sure all the nicks are cleaned up and everything. So I'm going to go through, and you want to start right here at the tip and go all the way through, connecting 100% of the blade with 100% of the wheel. Now as I'm done with that, you want to shut the machine off, unlock this, bend the skate down so you can pull out the thing. Come over here, grab your after stone, because it's definitely different. This one's more ridgy, this one's a more smooth surface, and you want to make sure the edges are smooth on the skate. So you want to do the same thing, heel to toe, put pressure on. Same thing on this side, heel to toe, pressure on. Then you're going to wipe it off, make sure it's all wiped off. So next, you want to put the leveler on. And the leveler helps you vary if your inside edge, which is this side, and your outside edge are even. So you put this on there, and we're going to press it up against, and you can see that it's a little down on the inside edge. So we're going to come over here, And since this was toe to heel and I'm checking the heel, you're gonna want to move this little leveler down to the downside. So there's a down and you go that way, and there's an up and you go clockwise. Now we're gonna check the toe, make sure the toe's good. We're gonna come up here and always take it on and off, that way there's nothing messing up with this little gadget. You want to make sure everything's cleaned up. I like to wipe it on my pant leg, make sure everything's crisp, clean, ready to go. Same thing, we gotta come down on the skate. So when we come down on the skate, we're gonna come over here. I'm gonna go to the toe this time and I'm gonna adjust it. Adjust that again a little bit. And then you're gonna turn the machine on, make 5-7 more passes. Now that I know how much I moved it down, I know that I'm done once I finish all 5 to 7 passes. So we're gonna run through it. Now on the very last pass, I grab lubricant and I make sure I get all of the blade properly, making contact, and that way there's no burn marks on the blade. That's my final pass, and these are done.